Have you ever wondered why some people seem to grow, evolve, and achieve more while others stay stuck in the same place? What separates those who wake up each day stronger, wiser, and more confident from those who feel trapped in a cycle of frustration? Stay with this video until the end, and you'll discover a simple yet life-changing formula that will help you improve every single day. Not once a month, not when motivation strikes. Every single day. And when you apply this, your life will never be the same. Why most people stay the same? Most people don't struggle because they lack potential. They struggle because they believe improvement is a one-time event. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect feeling before they start. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Think about it. If you're waiting for motivation, you've already lost. If you're waiting for confidence, you'll never start. If you're waiting for the fear to go away, you'll be waiting forever. Growth doesn't happen in an instant. It happens in small daily choices. Yet most people fall into a dangerous trap. They want big results fast. And when they don't see immediate success, they quit. They tell themselves, maybe I'm not meant for this. But that's not the truth. The real problem is they've misunderstood how progress actually works. The secret to growth: small daily wins. Every success story you admire is built on one simple truth. Consistency beats intensity. It's not about doing something massive once. It's about doing something small every day without fail. A single workout won't make you fit. A single book won't make you wise. A single act of courage won't make you fearless. But repeated over time, that's where transformation happens. The formula is simple. Improve by just 1% every day. It doesn't sound like much, but over time it changes everything. Because here's what most people don't realize. Small improvements compound, they stack up, they create momentum, and before you know it, you've built a version of yourself you never thought possible. Imagine if, every day, you became just 1% more disciplined, 1% more focused, 1% more knowledgeable. It might not feel like much at first, but over time, that 1% turns into unstoppable progress. And the best part? This doesn't just apply to one area of life. It works for everything. Your mindset, your skills, your confidence, your habits. Your brain is wired for growth if you use it right. Psychologists have discovered something fascinating. Your brain loves progress. The moment it recognizes growth, even the smallest bit, it releases dopamine, the chemical of motivation. This means every time you push yourself just a little further, your brain rewards you. It makes you feel good. It builds momentum. But here's where most people go wrong. They focus on what they haven't achieved yet instead of what they're building. They ignore progress because it doesn't feel big enough. They expect massive changes overnight, and when they don't see them, they stop. But the mind doesn't work like that. If you focus on your small wins, you train your brain to crave improvement. You build confidence, not from achieving massive goals, but from proving to yourself every day that you are capable of getting better. The choice you must make right now, you have two options. Keep waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, and the perfect motivation and stay exactly where you are. Or start now, start small, and build yourself one step at a time. Because here's the truth. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be better than yesterday. And when you do that, when you commit to improving every single day, everything in your life will change. Not immediately, but inevitably. Because success is not built in a day, it's built daily. So are you ready to break free from the cycle of waiting? Are you ready to take control of your growth one day at a time? If so, keep watching. Because in the next section, we're going to uncover the biggest enemy holding you back and how to defeat it for good. If growth is so powerful, why do most people resist it? Why do they stay in the same routines, stuck in the same patterns, year after year? The answer is simple: the comfort zone. The comfort zone feels safe. It feels familiar. It protects you from failure, from struggle, from discomfort. But what most people don't realize is that it also traps them. It keeps them small, weak, and unchallenged. It whispers, stay here, it's easier. And that lie is what destroys dreams. Your mind is wired to seek comfort. It's a survival instinct. But what kept your ancestors safe from danger is now keeping you from success. Because in today's world, comfort is the enemy of progress. Growth only happens outside of it. Think about it. Every skill, every achievement, every transformation you admire in others was built through discomfort. No one becomes strong without struggling. No one becomes wise without failing. No one becomes confident without stepping into fear. Yet most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They run from it. They escape into distractions, entertainment, and excuses. They choose what's easy over what's necessary. And in doing so, they trade their potential for temporary relief. But here's the truth. Everything you want is just beyond your comfort zone. Every time you challenge yourself, every time you push a little harder, every time you step into the unknown, you grow. And with growth comes power. At first it feels uncomfortable. Your mind will resist. It will try to pull you back. But if you push through, something incredible happens. You adapt. The thing that once scared you becomes easy, and then you move forward again. This is how you evolve. Most people will live their entire lives trapped in the illusion of comfort. But you have a choice. Stay where it's safe or step forward into the person you were meant to become. Most people believe success comes from massive actions, huge breakthroughs, life-changing moments, or overnight transformations. But this is a lie. The truth? Progress is built through small, consistent actions repeated over time. Your brain is wired to seek quick rewards. It wants instant results. That's why so many people quit. They expect to see dramatic changes immediately, and when they don't, they lose motivation. But real growth doesn't work that way. It works like compound interest, small efforts adding up to something unstoppable. Think of water dripping on a rock. One drop does nothing, 10 drops do nothing, but after months, years, decades, the rock changes shape. Not because of one massive impact, but because of constant, unrelenting pressure. That's how progress works. It's called the 1% rule. If you improve just 1% every day, those tiny gains multiply. Over time, they create unstoppable momentum. A person who improves by just 1% daily will be 37 times better in 1 year. Not twice as good, not 3 times, 37 times. But here's what most people get wrong. They chase intensity instead of consistency. They try to do everything at once. They go all in for a week, then burn out and quit. That's not how winners operate. Winners focus on showing up every single day, no matter how small the effort. A single workout won't change your body, but training daily will. Reading one book won't make you wise, but reading every day will. Practicing once won't make you a master, but repeating it daily will. Progress isn't about doing more in one day. It's about doing something every day. And when you commit to that, success stops being a possibility. It becomes inevitable. Most people never reach their full potential because they chase the wrong goal. They don't aim for progress, they aim for perfection, and that's why they fail. Perfection is a trap. It keeps you stuck, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect plan. But perfection doesn't exist. It's an illusion that leads to procrastination, self-doubt, and fear. Think about it. How many times have you delayed starting something because you felt unprepared? How many times have you quit because things weren't going exactly as planned? This is how perfection destroys progress. But high achievers think differently. They don't ask, how can I do this perfectly? They ask, how can I get just a little better today? Every great musician played badly before they played well. Every great writer wrote terrible pages before they wrote masterpieces. Every great athlete failed before they succeeded. But what made them great? They didn't stop. They embraced the messy, imperfect process of growth. Your goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be better than yesterday. A bad workout is better than no workout. A small step forward is better than standing still. A rough draft is better than an empty page. Progress, no matter how small, always beats waiting for perfection. The people who succeed aren't the smartest. They aren't the most talented. They are the ones who keep moving forward even when it's messy, even when it's imperfect, even when they don't feel ready. So let go of perfection. Let go of the fear of failing. Just focus on progress. Because the moment you stop aiming for perfect and start aiming for better, everything changes. Most people wait for motivation to take action. They think they need to feel ready before they start. But that's why they stay stuck. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is what changes lives. Motivation is like a spark. It burns bright for a moment, then fades. It's easy to feel inspired after watching a video or hearing a powerful speech, but what happens the next day? What happens when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, when life gets in the way? That's when most people quit. Successful people don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline, the ability to take action no matter how they feel. Think about it. Do you brush your teeth only when you feel like it? No. You do it because it's a habit, a non-negotiable part of your day. That's how discipline works. It removes emotion from the equation. It turns actions into automatic behaviors. If you only work when you feel inspired, you'll never be consistent. If you only push yourself when it's easy, you'll never grow. But if you build discipline, you become unstoppable. Because discipline means you show up no matter what, whether you're tired, unmotivated, or unsure. This is what separates those who achieve from those who dream. The ones who succeed act daily, without excuses. They don't wait for the perfect mood or the perfect time. They take control. And here's the secret. The more disciplined you become, the less you need motivation, because when something becomes a habit, it stops feeling like a struggle. It just becomes who you are. So stop waiting for motivation. Start training discipline. Because the people who win in life aren't always the most inspired. They're the ones who show up every single day. Most people fail not because they lack talent or intelligence, but because they lack consistency. They start with excitement, push hard for a few days, then stop. They chase results, but when progress feels slow, they give up. But here's the truth. Consistency beats intensity. Anyone can work hard for a day, anyone can be motivated for a week, but success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day. Think of a drop of water falling on a rock. One drop does nothing. 100 drops do nothing. But over time, the rock changes, not because of one powerful strike, but because of constant, repeated effort. This is how mastery is built. This is how strength is built. This is how greatness is built. Not in a day, but in daily, small, consistent actions. The problem is, most people quit too soon. They don't see results fast enough, so they assume it's not working. But success isn't instant. It's a process. It's momentum. Every small action is like pushing a heavy wheel. At first, it moves slowly. It feels like nothing is happening. But if you keep pushing, that wheel starts to roll faster and faster until it moves on its own. This is why winners show up every day, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it, even when no one is watching. So ask yourself, are you chasing quick wins or are you building something lasting? Are you stopping every time it gets hard or are you staying consistent? Because the ones who succeed aren't the ones who work the hardest for a week. They're the ones who refuse to stop no matter what. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they believe their own excuses. I don't have time. I'm not ready yet. I'll start tomorrow. Excuses feel real. They feel like logical reasons to delay action, but in reality, they are lies your mind tells you to keep you comfortable. Every excuse is just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of discomfort, fear of change. And the more you listen to these excuses, the weaker you become. The truth is, you always have a choice. The same 24 hours in a day. The same opportunities to improve. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't luck. It's the ability to reject excuses and take control. Think about the people who inspire you. Do you think they had perfect conditions? Do you think they had unlimited time, resources, or motivation? No. They had struggles, doubts, and challenges just like you. The only difference? They didn't let excuses win. When you say, I don't have time, what you're really saying is, it's not my priority. When you say, I'll start tomorrow, what you're really saying is, I'm choosing to stay the same. When you say, it's too hard, what you're really saying is, I'd rather stay comfortable than grow. But here's the truth. Your future self is being built by your choices today. If you want to become stronger, wiser, and better, you must make a decision. Stop feeding your excuses and start taking action. Because every excuse you make is a chain holding you back. And the moment you break free from them, that's the moment you start becoming unstoppable. Your life is a reflection of your habits, not your goals, not your dreams, your habits. Most people think success is about making one big decision. But in reality, it's about the small, repeated actions you take every single day. The way you think, the way you act, the way you respond to challenges. All of it is shaped by your habits. Good or bad, your habits control your future. Think about this. Every time you hit snooze instead of waking up, you're building the habit of procrastination. Every time you skip a workout, you're reinforcing laziness. Every time you make an excuse, you're training yourself to avoid responsibility. But the opposite is also true. Every time you push yourself to do what's difficult, you're building discipline. Every time you take action instead of hesitating, you're creating confidence. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you're shaping a stronger version of yourself. The key to transformation isn't motivation, it's reprogramming your mind through habits. Because once something becomes a habit, it stops feeling like a struggle. It becomes automatic. It becomes who you are. If you want to change your life, don't start with big goals. Start with small, powerful habits. Wake up at the same time every day. Read for 10 minutes. Move your body daily. Cut out distractions. Keep the promises you make to yourself. At first, these small changes feel insignificant. But over time, they rewire your brain, shift your identity, and turn you into someone who doesn't just dream, but executes. Because in the end, success isn't something you achieve, it's something you become. And you become it through the habits you choose every single day. Most people try to change their life by setting goals. They say, I want to be successful, I want to be disciplined, or I want to be confident. But they fail because they're focusing on the wrong thing. Real change doesn't start with what you want to do. It starts with who you believe you are. Your identity shapes your actions. If you see yourself as lazy, you will act lazy. If you believe you're bad at something, you won't even try. But if you shift your identity, if you tell yourself, I am disciplined, I am strong, I am unstoppable, you will start acting like it. Think about it. A smoker who tries to quit by saying, I'm trying to stop smoking, still sees themselves as a smoker. But the person who says, I don't smoke, has already shifted their identity. They aren't fighting against old habits. They have already decided who they are. This is how transformation happens. Not by forcing yourself to change, but by becoming the type of person who naturally makes the right choices. Don't say, I want to be healthy. Say, I am the kind of person who takes care of my body. Don't say, I want to be productive. Say, I am the kind of person who takes action. Don't say, I want to be confident. Say, I am the kind of person who believes in myself. Every time you act in alignment with your new identity, you reinforce it. The more you show up, the more you become the person who wins. So, stop chasing goals and start becoming the person who achieves them. Because once your identity changes, your actions will follow automatically. And once your actions change, success becomes inevitable. The biggest battle you will ever fight is not against the world, it's against your own mind. Your mind will tell you to take it easy. It will push you toward comfort, toward laziness, toward excuses. It will try to convince you that you can start tomorrow, that one missed day won't matter, that you're not capable. And if you listen to it, you will stay exactly where you are. But successful people don't listen to that voice. They control it. They master it. They have something stronger than motivation, stronger than talent, stronger than luck. They have self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up early when your body wants more sleep. It's working when others are resting. It's showing up even when no one is watching. Most people believe discipline is restrictive, that it takes away their freedom. But the truth is, discipline is the key to freedom. When you control your mind, you control your actions. When you control your actions, you control your future. Think of an undisciplined person. They are a slave to their emotion. If they don't feel like working out, they skip it. If they feel tired, they give up. If something is hard, they quit. That is not freedom, that is weakness. But a disciplined person, they are unstoppable. They don't negotiate with excuses. They don't let their emotions control them. They move forward no matter what, and because of that, they always win. Self-discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So start today. Push yourself when it's hard. Do what you said you would do. Train your mind to obey you, not the other way around. Because once you master self-discipline, nothing in this world can stop you. Life will test you. No matter how strong, disciplined, or determined you are, you will face setbacks. You will fail. You will struggle. And this is where most people break. They hit a roadblock and they quit. They face rejection and they give up. They feel pain and they stop. Not because they aren't capable, but because they never built resilience, the ability to keep moving forward no matter what. Resilience is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's the mindset that says, no matter how hard this gets, I will not stop. Every champion, every leader, every high achiever has been through moments of doubt, fear, and failure. But instead of letting it define them, they use it to grow. Think about a muscle. If you never push it, it stays weak. But when you put it under stress, when you lift heavier weights, it grows stronger. The same applies to your mind. Every challenge you overcome makes you more powerful. Every struggle you survive makes you more unbreakable. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to stay down. They turn pain into strength. They turn failure into fuel. They don't wait for things to get easier. They get tougher. So ask yourself, are you going to let obstacles stop you, or are you going to rise above them? Are you going to let failure break you, or are you going to use it as proof that you're getting stronger? Because in the end, it's not about who has the easiest path, it's about who refuses to quit. And if you choose resilience, nothing will ever be able to stop you. In today's world, distraction is the enemy of success. Everywhere you look, something is fighting for your attention. Social media, notifications, endless entertainment. And most people fall into the trap. They waste hours scrolling, consuming, watching others live their lives, while their own dreams remain untouched. But here's the truth. You cannot build a powerful life with a distracted mind. Successful people aren't smarter than you. They don't have more time than you. They just focus better than you. While others are lost in distractions, they are locked in on their goals. While others are entertained, they are executing. While others waste time, they are building something that lasts. Your focus is your greatest weapon. Whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on problems, you get more problems. If you focus on excuses, you get more reasons to quit. But if you focus on action, on solutions, on progress, you become unstoppable. So take control of your mind. Eliminate what doesn't serve you. Cut out the distractions, the meaningless entertainment, the endless scrolling, because every second wasted is a second stolen from your future. Train yourself to lock in on your goals. Set clear priorities. Protect your time. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about luck. It's about where you put your focus. And if you learn to focus like the greats, you will rise like the greats. So ask yourself, are you controlling your focus, or is the world controlling it for you? Because the moment you decide to take back control, that's the moment your life begins to change. Most people wait for a big breakthrough to change their lives. They think success comes from one massive action, one perfect opportunity, one lucky moment. But that's why they never start, because they're waiting for something that will never come. Success isn't built in a day, it's built in tiny, consistent actions that stack up over time. Think about it. A tree doesn't grow overnight. A body isn't transformed in a week. A skill isn't mastered in a month. Everything great is built through small daily effort, but here's the mistake most people make. They ignore small wins. They think if they're not making huge progress, it doesn't count. But that's a lie. Because every small action moves you forward, every rep in the gym, every page you read, every hour you work, all of it compounds. It's called the power of momentum. At first, progress feels slow, almost invisible, but then, suddenly, everything starts moving faster. The skills improve, the results appear, the confidence grows. And what once felt impossible becomes effortless. But none of this happens if you quit too soon. If you stop, you reset the momentum. If you stop, you stay stuck. So start celebrating small wins. Every little step forward is proof that you're moving. Every action, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of your future. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about waiting for a big moment. It's about mastering the small moments over and over again until they create something unstoppable. Most people fail not because they aren't capable, but because they give up too soon. They want results now. They want success fast. And when they don't see instant progress, they quit. But here's the truth. Anything great takes time. Success is not a straight road. It's filled with delays, setbacks, and moments where it feels like nothing is happening. But that's part of the process. Every strong body, every powerful mind, every successful career was built over years, not days. The problem is people compare their beginning to someone else's peak. They look at those who have already made it and wonder why they aren't there yet. But what they don't see is the struggle, the failures, the years of unseen effort that built that success. This is why patience is a superpower. The ability to keep going even when progress is slow. The ability to trust that small actions repeated daily will lead to something huge. Think of bamboo. For years it grows underground, invisible to the eye. Then suddenly one day it shoots up 90 feet in 6 weeks. Is that growth overnight? No. It was years of unseen effort. Your journey works the same way. The work you put in today will pay off. But only if you stay patient, only if you keep going. The results are coming. You just have to last long enough to see them. So ask yourself, are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to keep pushing when it feels slow? Because in the end, the people who win aren't the most talented. They're the ones who never quit. Most people fail before they even start. Not because they aren't talented, not because they don't have opportunities, but because they leave themselves an escape. They say, I'll try. They say, let's see what happens. They treat their goals like an option, not a mission. And that's why they never succeed. The truth is, success demands commitment. A deep, unshakable decision that says, I will do this no matter what. Think of a warrior stepping onto the battlefield. If he keeps looking back at his escape route, he fights weakly. But if he burns the bridge behind him, he has no choice but to win. This is the mindset you need. If you keep giving yourself an exit, if you allow yourself to quit when it gets hard, you will always find a reason to stop. But if you remove the option to quit, if you tell yourself, I will do this until I succeed, then failure is impossible. Because every setback is just another step forward. Every struggle is just part of the process. You are in it until you win. This is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Not talent, not luck, but the decision to go all in. So ask yourself, are you fully committed or are you just interested? Because if you're only interested, you'll quit when it gets tough. But if you're committed, nothing in this world can stop you. Most people resist change. They fear it. They avoid it. They wish things would stay the same because change is uncomfortable. But here's the truth. If you refuse to change, you will be left behind. Life is constantly moving. The world is evolving. The person who succeeds is not the one who clings to the past, but the one who adapts, learns, and grows. Think about the most successful people, and they didn't stay the same. They adjusted. They evolved. They embraced new challenges. They understood that every failure, every obstacle, every unexpected twist was an opportunity to get better. The problem is, most people get stuck. They hold on to old ways of thinking. They refuse to step outside their comfort zone, and that's why they never grow. But here's what you need to understand. Your ability to adapt determines your success. If something isn't working, change your approach. If you fail, learn from it and move forward. If life throws a challenge at you, use it to become stronger. Because the truth is, every change, no matter how difficult, is shaping you into something greater. Every setback is a lesson. Every struggle is training. Every unexpected turn is an opportunity. So stop fearing change. Stop resisting growth. Become adaptable and you become unstoppable. Because when nothing can shake you, when no challenge can break you, you will rise above anything life throws your way. Most people blame. They blame their past. They blame their circumstances. They blame other people. And in doing so, they give away their power. Because the moment you blame, you make yourself a victim. You tell yourself, I have no control. You accept weakness. And when you believe you have no control, you stop trying. You stay stuck. But here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is responsible for your success except you. The most powerful thing you can do is take full responsibility for your life. No excuses, no blaming, just ownership. Because when you take responsibility, you take back control. If you're not where you want to be, it's on you to change. If you're not as strong, as disciplined, as successful as you want to be, it's on you to improve. If your life isn't what you want, it's on you to create something better. Taking responsibility isn't about guilt or self-blame. It's about recognizing that you have the power to change, the power to break bad habits, the power to build new skills, the power to shape your own destiny. Most people never realize this. They waste years waiting for something external to fix their problems. But the people who win, they understand that success is an inside job. So stop waiting. Stop blaming. Own your choices, own your actions, and own your future. Because once you take full responsibility for your life, nothing can hold you back. Most people start strong. They set big goals. They make bold promises. They take action for a while, but when things get tough, they stop. They let failure break them. They let obstacles discourage them. They let slow progress convince them it's not worth it. And that's why they never make it. But the truth is, the most successful people in the world are not the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Persistence is the ultimate superpower. It is the ability to keep going even when nothing seems to be working. It is the mindset that says, I don't care how long this takes, I will make it happen. Think about it. How many people have the same dream as you? How many start with passion and energy? Thousands. But how many stick with it through failure, through frustration, through years of unseen effort? Almost none. That's why persistence is so powerful. It eliminates competition. It ensures that if you keep moving forward, you will eventually succeed because most people won't last long enough to see the results. Every great achievement in history was built on persistence. Every great success story is filled with moments where the person could have quit but didn't. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before KFC became a success. Sylvester Stallone was turned down over 1,500 times before he got his break in Hollywood. What if they had stopped? That's the question you need to ask yourself. How many dreams are buried because people gave up too soon? So make a decision today, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes. You will not stop, because if you stay in the game, if you outlast the struggle, if you keep pushing forward, you will win. The greatest enemy you will ever face is self-doubt. It whispers in your mind, telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. It convinces you that success is for other people, not for you. And if you believe it, you will stay exactly where you are. Because here's the truth. Your life is a reflection of what you believe is possible. If you believe you are weak, you will act weak. If you believe you are destined to fail, you will find ways to fail. But if you believe in yourself, truly, deeply, there is nothing you cannot do. Self-belief is not about arrogance. It's about trust. Trusting that you have the ability to grow, to learn, to improve. Trusting that you are strong enough to handle failure and keep going. Trusting that no matter how impossible something seems, you will figure it out. Most people never reach their potential because they never allow themselves to believe they can. They wait for proof, for someone to validate them, for a sign that they are ready. But the truth is, you will never feel ready. You must believe in yourself before you see the results. Every great person you admire started where you are, full of doubt, full of uncertainty, but they chose to believe anyway. And because they did, they kept moving forward. Because they did, they achieved things no one thought possible. So ask yourself, What would happen if you stopped doubting and started believing? What if instead of questioning yourself, you told yourself, I can, I will, I must? Because once you truly believe in yourself, nothing in this world can stop you. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. One day you feel unstoppable, the next day you feel like doing nothing. That's why most people fail. They only take action when they feel like it. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect moment. But success doesn't work that way. The secret to lasting success is discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up every single day, no matter what. It means following through on your commitments, even when no one is watching. Because here's the truth, you will not always be motivated, but you can always be disciplined. The most successful people in the world don't rely on feelings, they rely on habits. They wake up early when they don't want to. They train when they're tired. They work when they'd rather rest. Not because it's easy, but because they know discipline creates freedom. Discipline builds strength when motivation fades. Discipline creates progress when excitement disappears. Discipline keeps you moving forward when the path gets hard. Most people avoid discipline because they think it's restrictive. But the reality is, discipline is what gives you control over your life. The more disciplined you become, the more power you have over your future. So ask yourself, are you controlled by your emotions, or are you controlled by your commitment? Do you only take action when it's easy, or do you have the discipline to push through when it's hard? Because in the end, success doesn't belong to the most talented, the luckiest, or the smartest. It belongs to those who have the discipline to keep going no matter what. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for confidence, waiting for motivation. They overthink every decision, analyze every step, and in the end, they do nothing. But here's the truth. Thinking will not change your life. Only action will. You don't need more time. You don't need more planning. You need to move. Because every second you spend hesitating is a second wasted. Every day you spend preparing is a day you could have been improving. Successful people are not the ones who know everything. They are the ones who take action before they feel ready. They understand that progress doesn't come from perfect plans. It comes from doing, failing, learning, and adjusting along the way. Confidence? It comes from action. Growth? It comes from action. Success? It comes from action. But most people never start. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow. And tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next year. And before they know it, they're stuck in the same place, wondering where the time went. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Start now, because no matter how small the step, any action is better than no action. And once you take that first step, momentum takes over. Suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes easier. Suddenly, you realize you didn't need to wait. You just needed to begin. So make a decision today. Stop thinking about what you want to do and start doing it. Because your future is not created by thoughts. It is created by action. Most people underestimate the power of small, daily actions. They think success comes from big, dramatic moves. But the truth is, success is built through consistency. Look at the most successful people in any field. They didn't get there overnight. They weren't the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. They were the most consistent. They showed up every day. They put in the work even when they didn't feel like it. They stuck to the process even when progress was slow. Because consistency is what separates the average from the extraordinary. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can be motivated for a week. But few people have the discipline to stay consistent for years. The problem is, most people quit too soon. They go to the gym for a month, don't see results, and stop. They start a new habit, struggle for a few weeks, and give up. They expect instant success and get frustrated when they don't get it. But here's what they don't realize. Consistency works like compounding interest. At first, it seems like nothing is happening, but over time, the small actions build up. The results start to appear. And suddenly, what once felt impossible becomes effortless. Read for 30 minutes a day. And in a year, you'll be wiser than most. Exercise regularly, and in a year, your body will transform. Work on your craft every day, and in a year, you'll be on another level. Success isn't about doing something once. It's about doing it over and over until it becomes part of who you are. So ask yourself, Can you stay consistent even when progress is slow? Can you commit even when you don't see immediate results? Because if you do, if you show up every day, put in the work, and refuse to quit, success won't be a matter of if. It will only be a matter of time. Life will test you. You will fail. You will struggle. You will face moments that make you question everything. And this is where most people break. They see failure as the end. Hardship is a sign to quit. But here's what they don't understand. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Pain is not the enemy, it's the teacher. Every setback carries a lesson. Every failure builds strength. Every hardship is a chance to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you think. Resilience is what separates those who make it from those who don't. It's the ability to stand up every time life knocks you down, to keep moving forward, even when everything inside you wants to stop. Think about the most successful people in history. None of them had an easy path. They all faced rejection, failure, and heartbreak, but instead of giving up, they used their struggles as fuel. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He didn't quit, he trained harder. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. She didn't stop, she kept writing. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. She didn't listen. She built an empire. What if they had given up? What if they had let failure define them? The world would have never seen their greatness. And the same is true for you. Your struggles are shaping you. Your hardships are preparing you. Every time you refuse to quit, you become stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable. So when life knocks you down, get back up. When failure hits, learn and grow. Because in the end, the people who win are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who always rise.